everybody, welcome back to the Medical Projects YouTube channel. If you are new around here, my name is Olivia. I am a second year medical student at King's College London, and here on the Medical Projects YouTube channel we create YouTube videos all about how to get into medical school, offering the best tips and bits of advice for how to boost your application and also just show what medical school is really like. Before we begin today's video, I just want to say a massive thank you to all 1,000 of you who have decided to subscribe to this channel. That is a huge milestone for us and we are so happy that you are enjoying our videos. Of course, let us know if there's anything in particular you would like to see, and if you haven't already, do make sure you have subscribed to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified when we post, because we do post every single Tuesday. I can also only apologise if you hear the rain outside. It is really raining this week. I thought I might have a day where I could have some sunshine and have some nice lighting, but no, England thought otherwise. So if you hear the rain, think of it kind of like a nice little relaxing ASMR kind of vibe. Anyway, enough about that. For today's video, we are going to be talking about the 10 things you need to know before applying to medical school, or things you need to know before you go to medical school. They're questions that are frequently asked. We've scoured the internet to find the hot topics that people want to know about, and I'm going to be answering them all for you today. Question 1 is, what is the average age of medical students? So in terms of the average age, if it was going to be one concrete figure, I would say it's probably about 18 or 19, since the majority of medical students are school leavers from A-levels. However, take that figure with a pinch of salt because you're going to get so many graduates even on the undergraduate course. If you're unaware, you can actually do a graduate entry medicine program. However, because that is super competitive, many graduates choose to apply to the undergraduate program to maximize their chances of getting in. And this means that whilst, you know, the average age will be about 18 or 19, you're probably going to have 20% of the year being 22, 23, 24, 25, even some 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds. Next question is, do doctors earn a lot of money? Now, I think this is something that the public have quite a strong misconception about, because I think a lot of people automatically think, you know, you're a medical student, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be balling, you're going to have so much money. And at least if you're a doctor in the UK, that is not really the case. I mean, your salary is still very good and very respectable compared to perhaps the national graduate salary. However, I would argue that for the hours you put in and the amount of time it takes you to qualify, it's perhaps on the lower side, but I'll leave that to you to decide. Your starting salary is usually about 23,000–24,000 as an FY1, which does increase if you're studying in London. And then I believe as an FY2, you're on a salary of about 28,000. This of course continues to rise as you go into your specialty and as you lead up to consultancy. So the good news is the salary does rise as you get to consultancy. The bad news is that's going to take you another 8 years. So the next question is, what grants/bursaries are available to medical students? Funding for university is quite a stressful topic. I know when I applied, I was completely confused about what funding was available to me. But as an undergraduate, at least going on to a 5 or 6 year medical program, Student Finance England will cover the cost of your tuition fees. The NHS will cover the cost of your last year of medical school. And then you can take out a maintenance loan, which will help pay for your rent and general living costs. And this is means tested, which means it will be based on your household income, so it will be different for everybody. Additionally, different unis offer different grants and bursaries. So I believe in the final year of medical school, at least for us, the NHS gives us a bursary of £1,000, which I think we don't have to pay back. And then there are a bunch of different grants and bursaries available to you if you're facing financial difficulty. So if you're worried about financing a degree, please do not be. You have so much support available to you, and you can explore the different ones that the different unis have to offer. The next question is, which medical school should I go to? Again, this is a very subjective one. It depends what you're looking for in a med school. So you might be applying to somewhere which has a more traditional curriculum like Oxford and Cambridge. You might want to apply somewhere which does a more problem-based learning curriculum like Manchester, or an integrated curriculum like King's. You might be thinking about whether you want to go to a campus uni, a non-campus uni. All of these things to consider, and to be honest, I'm not going to waste your time by going through all of them, because we have actually produced a video about some of the factors that you should consider when applying to medical school, and you can check it out here. Ultimately, go with the medical school that you think you're going to be happiest in. You're going to be there for a very long time, so it's best to go to a city and a university that you think is going to cater for your needs. The next question is, how much does medical school cost? And no one really likes to talk about how much things cost. I don't. It's not a nice thing to talk about, but anyway, it's important that we discuss it. Medical school, of course, is £9,250 for tuition a year. Again, this is covered by Student Finance England, and your living cost is really going to depend on where you live, how much rent is, how much food is. But if you're living in London, it might be anywhere from sort of £9,000 to £11,000 a year. So as an estimate, I would say that medical school is probably about £80,000 to £90,000. It is very expensive. It is so much money. It is an unbelievable amount of money. Yeah, it is so much money. It's not even worth thinking about it, because remember, this is all covered on a loan. You know, it sucks having debt, but you're never going to see it, and you will start repaying it when you can and your salary is high enough. So it's something we've all got to go through. We're all in the same boat for the majority of us, so don't worry about it. The next question is, what is the easiest medical school to get into? Unfortunately, I can't really tell you which the easiest ones to get into, because to be completely honest, they're all really difficult to get into, and many people unfortunately receive 0 offers. I do believe that there may be some that are easier to get into if you make sure to apply tactfully and choose the universities that fit your kind of profile. So don't apply to a university that has a really strong emphasis on the UCAT score if you didn't perform so well. If you want some more advice about where to apply with a low and average UCAT score, again, we've created videos all about that, so make sure to check them out. The next question is, do dentists go to medical school? And this is kind of an interesting one, and is something I hadn't really thought about. You might have some dentists that previously studied dentistry and have just changed their mind and want to study medicine and don't want anything to do with dentistry. However, I've never really met a dentist that's been like that. Instead, the dentists that I've met that are on my course are ones that want to study max fac surgery. Now, in order to be a max fac surgeon, you have to have studied dentistry and gone to medical school. So it's a really long studying period. Kudos to them, because I'm not sure I could do it, but basically they study their dentistry degree and then they go back to medical school, usually on the accelerated program, and complete their medicine degree, and then they're qualified to be a max fac surgeon. The next question is, how long is medical school? And to be honest with you, again, the length of medical school really varies based on what sort of time you're entering medical school, if you're coming straight from A-levels or a degree, and what program you choose to do. So I'll just rattle through a few of them. If you're coming from A-levels, you're either going to be doing a 5-year course, which is the standard undergraduate course. You might be doing a 6-year course, which will happen when some universities demand that you intercalate and you have no choice but to intercalate. So for example, King's now insist that all their applicants intercalate, which is where you take a year out of medicine and you might choose to study a specialist subject, so for example anatomy. You might also be on a 6-year course if you choose to go into a foundation entry program, which is where you do 1 year of kind of basic science and then you're on the medicine program. Or you might be on a 4-year course if you decide to do accelerated graduate entry medicine. So either way, it's usually around 5 or 6 years generally, unless you're on the graduate course. Yeah, what can I say? It's a pretty long course, but I can tell you that it goes by extremely quickly. So if you're being a bit put off by the length of time, please don't be. The next question is, what counts as medical work experience? And there are so many things that count. So it might be something like shadowing a doctor on a ward in a hospital, shadowing a GP. The best kind of work experience you can get is where you've shown a long-term commitment to care. So you might have volunteered in a care home, volunteered in a hospice. And then there are also things where it's not necessarily medicine related, but you can definitely talk about it in your personal statement. It might be something where you volunteered in a charity, or you might have been working with children with special needs, and all of that can definitely count as medical work experience. And finally, a really common question that we get asked all the time is, what GCSEs and A-levels do I need to get into medical school? And in terms of GCSEs, in general, you need to have 5 subjects which are either at an A star or A level grade. So I know it's a bit different from when I did my GCSEs. I believe it's now a numerical system, but you need 5 subjects from a 7 to a 9. And then you also need your English and maths to be at a level 6 or a grade B if you've done the old GCSE system. For A levels, a lot of people often think that they need to do maths, but you do not. I did not do it either. And for the minimum A level requirement, you're going to need to get 3 A's. you have to do chemistry, and then you can either do biology, physics or maths, and then any other subject of your choosing. So I did geography. Do be careful because there are some A-level subjects that they won't accept. So I think I've seen before that they won't accept critical thinking, but do make sure you check on the university websites that you're looking to apply to. So those are the top 10 most frequently asked questions that we see students asking us. If you would like us to do a part 2 and have any further questions that you'd like answering, please do leave them in the comments down below. But other than that, I hope you found this video informative. Please do make sure you have subscribed to our channel and follow us on our social media links. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye!